Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Well, if you remember, if you've been watching all my videos, I had mentioned last year that I was going to have to replace the decking on this back deck here. But I don't have the wood for that yet. Saving up the money now to get the 30 2x6s that I need to replace all the way down there, plus whatever 2x10 joists underneath here, which may be needing replacement also. But I did pick up two 8-foot Douglas fir 2x4s to replace this rotted out area here. This is the only crisscross on the original deck, which was built in 1986 out of Douglas fir non-pressure treated wood, and I thought it held up pretty dang good. This one in back of me here is still good and solid and no rot. So today I'm going to cut this out and replace this crisscross here. And that will not interfere with the decking, because the decking here, this board is good, and the same with the far end one, but that's pressure treated, and that was replaced a few years back. So we need 30 2x6s all the way down the line, and when that comes, that'll be a separate project altogether. Okay, as you can plainly see here, that's the area that always gets it first, because the water settles in there. On this one over here, it's in fine shape. It's good and solid. I had done the screwdriver test yesterday before I painted that. I put a coat of paint on that. This one I haven't been painting because I'm going to replace it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out to the truck and get the materials that I picked up today at Home Depot. Now, if you notice, I picked up a gallon of this multi-surface armor waterproofer. Never used it before, but I figured to coat these here. This is Douglas fir. I didn't get the cheapest 2x4s. I asked one of the contractors that happened to be over there, what's the best type of wood to use outside, and it was Douglas fir, and that's basically the same as what I used on that back in 1986 when I built the first part of the deck. Not the ramp. The ramp was built in 2005, but the main deck was built in 1986. In a future project, when I actually start working on this deck and replacing all these boards here, as you can see, they're pretty well in bad shape. This crisscross here is going to be replaced, but I'm not going to do that now because it's only going to be in my way. If I put a new one in there, then I have to take it out to do these boards here. Upon closer examination, I probably showed you this before, I had replaced these. These are pressure treated, these little short pieces that I got in the bargain bin. So this deck has been patched up here and there. But you can see how these 2x6s here have gotten pretty bad. And although you're not walking through it or anything, they're solid, but they are rotted in places. This section over here is the part that I built in 1986 along with my cousin's husband, who was a carpenter, helped me with this, and we built this. So there's 8 feet from here to here. So this is going to be replaced in a future date. But today I'm going to be doing this. Now, these are toenailed in down here, and I'll take my Sawzall and I'll just cut the nails off, because this board here will have to be replaced anyways, and I can slip it up underneath the new crisscross. And as you can plainly see, this one's in good solid condition. I'll get the heavy hammer out. Nice. This wood is harder than I thought it was. Good firewood, I guess. As you can see, the nails are not coming up through the top, and I don't want to mess the top surface up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Sawzall, change the blade, or maybe I'll just take a hacksaw. I'll cut these off flush with the bottom of this. The same with this here. And if I need to put a nail through the top again, I'll just go in between these two. And down here, this is solid. This is going to get replaced here. These boards here are going to get replaced. It's a pretty good shape. Just needs scraping and cleaning. Change this damn blade. The cutting, good cutting is right here, and this is all cracked and smooth. You know, these blades don't hold up. I'm going to pull this out with a crowbar. You know, one of my channels that I am subscribed to, R. Peak, he's got some interesting videos, and his videos are very interesting because he can make the videos go fast, like a time lapse. I can't do that. My Pinnacle, even version 15 on standard definition, will not do it. It just gives an error. So I could do this on time lapse with my cheap F40 Samsung, but quality would be worse than what you're seeing right now. So you're going to have to be bored with my very slow project videos. I can work a lot better left-handed. I was doing that side right-handed, and I'm a lefty. What can I tell you? A lot of my videos are instructional, basic, very, very basic, and I try to show somebody, and I also try to show you my mistakes. Now, back in 1986 when I built this deck, you can see that I didn't really do a very good job with the angle on that. It was supposed to be just one angle like this, but I never could get the angles to fit right. We're going to try a lot. We're going to try to see if we can do a better job this time around. Now, if you look at my other work here, 1986, you can see that's not really the way I wanted to do this, nor this, or this. When my cousin's husband helped me build this, he did the angles, and you can see how nice they are here. There's no two-sided angle, it's just one. Right here, flat down like that, flat down like that, and right up here. It's difficult because you're taking the 2x4 and you're holding it on the outside and you're drawing a line on the inside. And because the 2x4, let me try to show you a little bit on a piece of wood here. Okay, let's say that this is the piece that I'm going to be putting into here. Okay. Now, originally these pieces are probably about 5 feet long to cover from here to here. Well, the ends are squared off, so when you lay this down like this, you're guessing at the angle here. The same with up here. Up here now, if you take it and go over here, and you got one continuous piece, that's fine. Up here, and you draw a line up underneath. You see it? You see it where it comes right here? Well, I don't have any problem with that. But because I can't get this part, because this don't let me overhang, because of this is in the way. It's hard to explain. Let's say that this wasn't here, and you took this 2x4 and you overhung it so that you can draw the baseline down here, you wouldn't have that problem. So I might be in the same dilemma, but I'm going to try to do that. I hope I got my point across. I'm not sure, and I don't waste a lot of video time here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from here, and I'm going to add about 4 inches onto it. I'm going to measure from here up to here, and then I'm going to cut one of those 2x4s over here to that length. It'll be just squared off, and I'll work on the angles afterwards. Now, like on these rails here, you can see how nice these angles are. See? They all fit right in nice. Because that is the difference between a carpenter and a half-assed shoemaker such as myself. You know, we all learn from our mistakes. So I'm going to try to do a better job than I did in 1986. As I said, this original deck up to where the red hammer is was built in 1986. So I'm going to take a measurement now and cut the wood about 4 inches longer than whatever I read here. Obviously it's the same both ways, but I just want it's 52 inches, so I'm going to add 4 inches to that and cut it. It's better to add more because you can always cut it off, but you cannot put it on. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to measure the angle. This is going to be fun. Okay, we're going to try to zoom in here and show you. Down there at that bottom corner, may not be in focus. I'm going to show you here. Because the 2x4 is squared off, it's squared off, it does not have an angle on it. So I added extra allowance for cutting and screwing up. So what I'm going to have to do is guess at the angle. What I'm going to have to do is to bring it on the chop saw and guess at the angle. And keep getting it to fit right here, and then draw this one out here. That's the only way I can do it. Now, one thing good is, back in 1986 I did not own a chop saw. That is a lifesaver. The chop saw, as you well know, will only do a 45-degree angle. That's the max angle. So we're going to see if that angle will match up and hopefully be close enough. Well, she's about 2.5 to 3 inches off over here, and if I move it down like this, the angle isn't sitting, the beam isn't sitting on the floor, but it don't look bad. It don't look bad. I might be able to live with that. But there she is. She wants to sit flat on the floor. This part here. She wants to sit flat on the floor. Up against this. And that's where she wants to be, but she's short over here. So I could probably live with that. You know, I'm not a cabinet maker, as I've said so many times before. This isn't cabinet work. If it wasn't for the floor and I can overhang it, I could draw them right out here, there's no problem at all. So, down there. Tell you, I'm going to take the chop saw and I'm going to skin off a little bit of this, a little more. Alright, so we'll cut a little off. Actually we can't. The angle's got to be more than 45 degrees. That's where I have my problem. The saw only cuts at 45. If it cut at 50 or 60 degrees, it would be perfect. We're going to have to Mickey Mouse this one like everything else I do around here. We're going to hold it out and skin a little off of that. And this is all guessing. That's all it is. Of course, you don't have a nice straight cut because, you know, you haven't got the fence to hold it up against you. Well, let's go check it out. I think I got it after 2 more small chops with the chop saw here. She's pretty good. She's flat from here to here. Because before, she was like this. And then the other way was going like this. Now I can draw my line on the top. Because these are flush here, I'm able to do it here. There's an overhang on this rail on the inside, so I have to do my measurements on the outside. In the corner. Okay. There's my angle right there. I don't know if you can see. It might be out of focus, but there it is, right there. Don't get the firing squad out on me. It's the best I can do. Hell of a lot better than I did in 1986. Now, instead of dicking around like I did the first time, we're going to try to use this as a template. But before we can use this as a template, I'm going to take it and turn it around and see if the angles are the same the other way. It should be. But then again, a lot of things should be with me, and it isn't. Nope. It's short. It's short about 3/4 of an inch. Isn't that something? You see what I mean about things not going right? But I can venture to say that the angles are about the same. Believe it or not, that last cut I made was 45 degrees. So I'm going to have to be very careful anyways. And cut the angles the same way, 45. On the next piece, the only thing with that is we'll cut a little longer. And then we'll just keep going back until she fits in tight. I made 3 cuts already, but I made this thing about 1.5 inches longer because I don't feel like going back to Home Depot if I cut this damn thing too short and buy another 2x4. Nope, she's still too long. We'll just keep shaving it off until it fits right. I've been taking 1/4 inch chunks out of this thing. And would you believe, she just about fits. So I think we're going to take a razor thin piece out of it. Not a 1/4 inch, because it'll be too damn short. The first one I did is a hair short and a little space in there. You know, the only space you should ever have is between your ears, not on your woodwork. This is education for all of you. Don't do the stupid things I do sometimes. I decided to take these nails out because they were starting to pop through as I was working up underneath here, and they were interfering with, because I sawed them off, they were interfering with the wood going in here. I'm going to pull these out and I'll use these same holes to drive in a new one. So we're just about ready to put this thing in. I think I got a little more shaving to do on that. Okay, she's in there, but before I can do anything else, we got one more measurement to do here. Bring this in halfway. Bring this. Okay. That's where we make the mark for the half lap joint. We cut halfway into the outside 2x4, cut the other half of the way on the inside 2x4, and fit them together so that they look like this. When they're together, we drive a nail in the middle. Pre-drill, of course, drive a nail in the middle, a nail just shy of going through the other side. But before we can even do that, after we cut it, we got to put the wood preservative in. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it went right to my head. Now we mark so that we know these things are going to go back into the right angle. Now when I cut this notch out, at that point, I'll put the wood preservative in, and then we can assemble this. According to the chop saw, it's about a 3-degree angle that this thing is on. We're chiseling it out now. But the blade thickness kind of screwed me up, and now it's a hair wider than I want it to be. But that's the story of my life. I keep telling you, I'm not a carpenter. Loose as a goose. Now, good old caulking will take care of that. We'll go cut the other one and then we'll see if they mate together. Okay, as you can see, they're not too bad. We haven't cut this one out yet though. We cut 1 3/4 inches into the second 2x4. And then they should flush out over to here when it's done. Okay, she fits in. Nice. Of course I'm holding the camera, so naturally I'm not going to be able to show you properly. But she fits flush. See, nice and flush it is, but there's a space there, but that'll be filled in. Now I got to take and put the wood preservative in these joints and on the end pieces here. I don't need to necessarily put the wood preservative on the entire piece yet. That way I don't get it all over my hands. I'll just do the ends and the joints here. And then we're ready to install. I just opened the can, shook it up good like it says. Damn stuff is white. It's probably that latex crap. I have no faith in latex as far as wood preservative is concerned. But it tells you after it dries to clean with mineral spirits. But clean the brush with soap and water. So anytime they tell you to clean the brush with soap and water, it means that it's latex. This stuff looks like milk. And I bought 2 gallons of this stuff. I should have only bought 1. Definitely not oil-based. There's no oil smell at all to it. damn stuff ain't even soaking into the damn wood. Already got 2 holes here for the nails, from the nails that I pulled out. We're just going to put 1 nail in here now until we get the bottom end, and then make sure it's straight. Now, 10 will be fine. 10 will go down, stick out just a little bit. So what we got to do is this out. A lot of you guys out there that have expensive video cameras and you have a lot of wind noise in your videos, and you have the provision on those expensive cameras to put an external mic on it, do so. There's a channel I'm subscribed to called The Frugal Filmmaker, and he has a lot of hints on that stuff. You get yourself an external microphone and what they call a dead cat and put it over there. That's a windshield. It's better than the foam stuff. On these little cheap cameras we're using here for our videos and camcorders, there is no provision for an external mic, so we have to put up with the wind noise. Now I'm going to nail the bottom of this. I got to pre-drill first. Now I'm only putting 1 nail in here, simply because that other piece of wood is going to come out of there when I replace the decking. And then when the new piece comes in, it'll slide up underneath that, and then I'll put the nail in at that point in time. On the top left here, as you're looking at it, the other nail in the empty hole over there will be added. And then I'm going to do the same down here at the bottom. I'm going to pre-drill and put 1 nail in this far beam here. And then I'm going to drill a pilot hole right in the cross right there and put a nail in halfway through into this for the crisscross part. We'll go up on top and drill 1 hole for the middle, because I got to go between 2 nails that I sawed off, and I did not take those nails out because they were not in my way. We'll drive a number 10 in there. My battery's almost dead here, so you may not get it all in the video. Okay, that just holds them together. You can either use that or screws, but every time I use an electric screwdriver, I always strip out the damn bit. So I like nailing better. Well, I got to finish up. I'm going to put another nail up here, and the other one over here, and then I'm going to put the wood, that milk. I'm going to put the milk wood preservative on here. So that concludes the videos at this time for this particular project. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.